my name is Amanda Shepherd, and I'm going to be doing another heart opening practice today, this time moving more towards Ekapada urdhva dhanurasana, so one-legged upward facing bow. It's a big back bend with your legs sticking up in the air like a half split. It's a pretty big pose. I would say this is the level 2 class minimum. Maybe we'll put some other variations or things in there as well. As far as props go, always worth having a blanket nearby if you like to sit on one, or like one for your knees. You might like a strap if you like to make your arm longer. This is an infinity strap. This is a non-stretchy one. They have stretchy ones. You can use a dish towel or a necktie. And we're going to start in a heart opener today. So I'm going to use these two blocks here. I'm going to place one underneath my shoulder blades to start, and one behind the back of my head so the back of the neck is long. If you don't have a house full of yoga props, which is understandable, you can also use, like this is a recipe box, so I could use the recipe box, say underneath my shoulder blades, and then maybe this soup canister on top of a couple books to simulate the height of the larger block. And in fact, I'll show you with both ways. Okay, so let's get started. Hopefully you can see me. So my recipe container is going to go behind my shoulder blades. All right, and then I'm going to take the books with the soup canister and place it right behind the back of my head, and I might need to adjust this a little bit. I usually use different blocks for this. This feels really juicy, and it should feel very awesome. So my arms are out to the side very easily, tailbones reaching towards the heels, belly buttons in, and just sitting in this nice heart opening posture. And again, I have the soup canister behind my head so that my chin is even and I'm not cranking the back of the neck. I want the back of the neck nice and long here. And just start to breathe in nice and easy. You can have your legs any way you want. They don't have to be in Supta Baddha Konasana. It's just comfortable for me. Soles of the feet to the floor, legs reaching long, are all excellent options. In fact, this one might make more sense for where we're going. But this just makes me happy. Breathing in and out through the nose, allowing the breath to move from the belly up to the chest. Exhale from the chest down through the belly. Take a few more breaths here. Reach my arms up overhead like I'm holding a beach ball, reaching my fingertips to the sky, so I feel the shoulders get lots of space. The shoulder blades have lots of space between them, like they're protracting. I'm going to draw the shoulders down away from my ears and plug my arm bones into the socket. I'm going to turn the palms forward, interlace my two thumb knuckles, right? And just try to connect the stars overhead. So I'm just going to bring my fingers overhead. Keep spreading the inner shoulders wide and reaching my fingers away. And then I want to make sure I'm not jutting up from the rib cage. So I'm going to draw those two ribs together. Breathing here. Really stretching the side waist. Arms are active, hugging those muscles to the bone. And as I exhale, I'm going to reach those hands out around, nice and wide. Fingertips to the sky, draw the shoulder blades down. Interlace the two thumb knuckles together the other way. And reach those arms overhead. Breathing here so nice and light. Consciously drawing that belly in and up at the end of my exhale. Very nice and long. And then I might let my hands come out to the side one more time. Bring the palms together. I'm going to bend my elbows, kind of like unheadstand or headstand arms, palms together. I'm going to bring my fingertips to the floor and keep those elbows in. I might stay here. If it's comfortable for me, my heart's feeling pretty open, I might take the second block out of the way, or the soup canister, and just bring the top of my head to the floor. Now, honestly, my recipe box isn't as high as a regular block would be. I want lots of space here. My thumbs are at the third eye. Middle fingers touching the earth. So at the top of the head down, this is kind of almost simulating what you would be doing if you were reaching through a scorpion. Right. And then the first version is closer. Let's see if I can reset this up. Mechanically to what you might be doing, say if you were in a hollow back. Right? Then you'd be reaching, looking at the sky like looking at your feet. And take one more breath here. As I exhale, I'm just going to reach those arms to the sky. I'm going to lift my heart all the way up. Draw the low back in and out. Coming up to seated. So the more you lift your chest to the sky, that will work every time. I'm going to take these props out of the way. And I'm going to find blocks. So for this next one, you might just want a couple books, like hardcover books, that are the same size. And you're going to place them the same width. Right? I'm going to bring my heels down. I'm going to scooch my sits bones in as close as I can get. And lay down on the floor. Feet are on top of the blocks. If you have long feet, your toes might hang over. That's okay. Plant your palms down. You want this to be like bridge pose. And if you're new to this or you want to start slow, you can just tilt the hips a little bit. But those blocks under your feet are going to give your low back a lot of room. So spread your inner shoulders. Plant those palms and inhale, lift on up. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep the chin lifted. I'm going to roll those inner thighs towards the earth as I firm my outer hips. And exhale, roll it back down. Make sure you keep the weight even in your feet. So if you're rolling to the outside or rolling to the inside, adjust your feet and maybe even adjust your blocks so that they're going to support the direction your feet need to be. Some of you might like your feet slightly wider. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it back down. Good. Inhale, reach those arms. And as I exhale, I'm going to keep the low back lifted and just interlace the fingers underneath and roll one shoulder under then the other, finding a supported bridge pose. I want to keep that chin lifted up, and the more I push my feet into the blocks, the more room the low back has. I'm going to draw my right knee to sky and reach that leg up and just do some ankle circles. Okay. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring that foot down. Push the feet into the block again. Exhale, roll it up. I'm going to come up one more time. I'm going to reach those arms overhead. And bring the hands down. I'm going to interlace the fingers the opposite way and roll the other shoulder under first. Or try to.
Nice deep inhale here. As I exhale, I'm going to draw the left knee in, reach that leg to sky. Just do some ankle circles. Draw that knee in, bring that foot down. Exhale, roll it up. Now reach the legs to the sky. The legs can be straight or bent, doesn't matter. Check out your toes, whatever you've got going on. Maybe you've got sand and that was a really nice day here. So we went to the beach, kept our social distancing. I might grab my blocks, just reach them out of the way, or I could leave them there. They're not really going to bother me. And then with my inhale, I'm just going to lift up Navasana. Draw your low back in, lift the chest. And then take your blocks out of the way. Then from here, I'm going to keep the right leg long. And bring my left knee in. Open up for sirsasana. Fingertips frame that right foot. And I'm going to bring my belly button over the knee. Nice deep inhale here. As I exhale, I'm going to walk it out. So I don't want to round the shoulders. I want to extend the spine. Hug the leg muscles to the bone. Ground down through that right heel. Any hand variation you like. With my inhale, I'm going to reach up. And as I exhale, I'm going to open out to the side. Left arm behind me. Hope I'm not falling out. Right arm in between my legs and lift up nice and tall and open. And I like to take my right hand to the shin and draw the toes forward. Nice, you can pick up your toes and wave. Take a nice deep inhale here, and as I exhale, I'm going to twist. Lean back with the left shoulder blade. Some of you will stay here. It's plenty of work. Some of you, if it's interesting, you're going to reach that left arm to sky. Maybe bring that right elbow down. And reach overhead. You can do some wrist circles, maybe even find the foot. And take a nice deep inhale here. What I'm trying to do is draw the left ribs in and lean back with my left shoulder blade looking up at the sky. My right inner knee, my left inner knee is reaching away from me. In here. Good, nice deep inhale here. Come on back through center. Step it across for urdhva andrasana. Left leg to the outside of the right knee. Some of you keep the leg long, some of you draw the heel in. I'm going to take the left arm behind me, ground down through the big toe mound of that right foot, and reach that right arm of the left foot. Reach that right arm forward and pull your knee into your chest. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhaling twist. Inhale, exhaling twist. Little counter stretch. Just to open the hips a little bit, you can find Gomukhasana legs, stacking the knees one on top of the other. If that's crazy for your hips, trying to get the feet parallel, if that's crazy for your hips, it's too much. Sukhasana is another option, a little more accessible for double pigeon. Right, that's ankle on top of the knee, knee on top of the ankle. Any one of those variations is fine. It will do the same purpose. Breathing here. I'm going to reach the left arm out to the left, turn that thumb down, and sneak that arm off the back of the body. Roll the shoulder down and away. Right arm reaches up, pat yourself in the back. Some of you might touch, some of you might not. It's all good. Feel what you're doing here. Right, the shoulder blades drawing in very far. Maybe you can keep the spine neutral so it's really long, as tall as you can be. Maybe keep the arms for the transition. Ground down with the sits bones. Draw your low back in and up. Navasana. Then left leg goes forward. Open that right knee out to the side. Unwind the arms. Give yourself a little shimmy. Belly button over the knee. And as I exhale, I'm just going to walk it out. Reaching the top of my head over the toes or towards the top of my foot. Try not to round the shoulders. Hug the leg muscles to the bone. Just breathe here, letting the hamstrings open a little bit. With your inhale, reach the crown of the head forward and up. And as you exhale, open up, right arm behind you. Sit up nice and tall and lean back. And then take your left hand to the right shin. You're going to open those toes out to the side. So your legs are like a letter L. Sit up nice and tall. Right sits bones is going to lift. That's fine for most of us. Right? And then as you exhale, keep leaning back. And when you're ready, if it's interesting, you can bring the left elbow down. I'm going to reach that right arm to sky, do some wrist circles. Maybe reach that arm overhead. You might find the outside edge of that left foot. And lean back. Drawing the right shoulder blade over the thigh. Try to look at the stars. And as you exhale, come on back through center. Step that left foot across. Right foot across, sorry. Really snuggle it close to that left knee. And then sit up nice and tall. Maybe you keep the left leg long. Maybe you fold it back. Right arm draws behind you. Use your left arm to draw that knee into the chest. Sitting up tall. Urdhva Danurasana. Look over the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. Little counter stretch. And then find your hip opener. Gomukhasana, double pigeon, or Sukhasana. Right knee is on top of the left. I'm going to reach the right arm out to the side, turn my thumb down, and sneak that arm behind the body. Breathe into my shoulder blades. And then my left arm reach up and around. Pat myself in the back. Maybe you find a clasp, maybe you don't. When you're very open, you can actually use the back of the head to get a little more out of the shoulder opening. I can't do that, but you might be able to. I do want the back of the head in line with my sacrum. I'm going to keep my arms, a couple more breaths here. Draw the sits bones down evenly, draw your low back in. Urdhva. Now as I exhale, I'm going to unwind the arms, give myself a shimmy. Cross the left ankle over the right, plant your palms. Maybe the toes come down, you're just going to lift up. Maybe lift the toes, bring it back down, and switch. Right ankle on top of the left, plant those palms. You can bring the toes down to start, makes it a little more accessible. If your palms touch the floor here, you don't need blocks, you just might need practice. Okay? Plant the palms, you're going to lift the sits bones, maybe add the feet, and maybe even draw it through. Super hard. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Like to make sure my breath is very full in my down dog. So we really fill the whole torso and really exhale completely. And lift that perineal floor. And maybe even draw the belly button in and up to find a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha. Belly to spine, shoulders over the wrist, coming forward, making sure your down dog is long enough. You might need to shimmy the feet. Then I'm going to find high plank, push them and round. Keep the belly sucking in. Pull the hands and feet towards each other, plank. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, high plank. And this time, knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Tops feet down, lift your shoulder pads. Glide through Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Move these blocks. Yeah. Back up on the mat a little bit. Breathing here. I'm going to lift the belly. And pull back. back. It should feel really nice in your low back. Nice deep inhale. Okay, bring your left forearm at a diagonal. Roll that shoulder down and away. Bring your right fingertips next to your hip. And bend your right knee. See if you can take your hand to the top of the foot and draw the heel towards the outer hip. Keep squaring the chest. If you like, you can turn your fingers forward. Elbow to sky. Gently reach that foot away. Sphinx pose. Take it to the other side. Fingertips by your left hip. Hand to the top of the foot. Heel towards the outer hip to start. Maybe you turn your palm forward. Squaring that chest. Bring the fingers forward, elbow up. Exhale, nice and light. Push my hands down and lengthen the front of the body. And I might just see what it feels like. Maybe roll my inner thighs up. And maybe bend the knees and start to draw the top of my head towards my feet. Now I don't get very far in this pose. Some of you will get farther. Draw back. And exhale, come on down. Hands by your low ribs, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Anything here? And any way you need to. Take a nice deep inhale in, reach that right leg to sky. Bring that knee to your chest and bring that foot all the way up. Give it a smooch. And step it to the inside. Left arm's under the shoulder. We're going to open up into a nice simple twist. Breathing here. And as you exhale, I'm going to have you take the hand to the inside and open up into Urdhva just to get into the hamstrings a little bit. Notice where your feet are. Right? If you're really overstretching the outside portion of your foot, bring your weight on the inside. And if you're kind of curling in and the outer foot's lifting, bring your weight to the outside. No wrinkles in your inner ankles. Hug the leg muscles in. Nice deep inhale here. Little micro bend in the knees and come on up. Now reach those arms behind me. And let's take for Urdhva. Let's do A to start. You're going to take your hands to your ribs, drop your shoulders down, scoop your belly, and open the heart. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, coming all the way down. If your top of the head comes to the floor, fantastic. If it doesn't, that's also fantastic. If you feel like you're really bending your knees or forcing yourself into this pose, you can use blocks to make your arms longer. Right. And those of you who are here and you want to come up, any variation with your arms. I like to let my arms go straight, palms up. And reach out and up. Breathing here. Shoulders draw down away from the ears a lot. Keep the tailbone lifting. Maybe bend the knees. And maybe just see what it feels like. Just reach back. Reach those legs out, and as you exhale, come on down. Nice and light. Fingertips to the floor, walk it around to that right foot. Let the left knee come down, reach the toes away. You can place a blanket under your knee or roll your mat up. And take your hands to the thigh. Nice deep inhale, exhale, sink. Couple more times. those arms up. Find the left wrist with your right hand and get into that psoas. And then lengthen. See if you can reach back. Both hands. Pat yourself in the back. And this time as I exhale, I'm going to come all the way forward. And maybe open up into a lizard pose. Any variation. Palms flat. You can come down to your forearms. However you like here. Tuck the left toes. Reach that heel away. And bring that foot down. And reach back for that left leg. And I'm going to see, maybe, if you can't reach, you can use your strap. Right? Place your hand on top of the foot. Make your arm longer. Draw the heel towards the outer hip. Find those quadriceps. Keep the heart opening. And exhale, come on out. And reach that leg up. Do anything you want with it. Maybe open the hip to the side. And as you exhale, belly to spine, shoulders over the wrist, come all the way forward. This time, chaturanga dandasana. All the way to the floor. I'm going to reach the right arm out to the right. Left arm's my lever, opening up that pec minor. It's a really important stretch for my personal shoulders. I have to do this stretch every day. You can do it at a wall if you don't like the floor variation. Back through center, reach the left arm out. You're welcome to take any options that you like in this pose. There's lots of them. Exhale, back through center. Hands by your lower ribs. Cobra. Some of you up dog. Maybe even most. Right. Exhale, down dog. Turn back. Reach that left leg back. Draw that knee to the chest. Give yourself a smooch. Step it up. Open up. Simple twist. Imagine there's a piece of paper between your right inner ribs and your left inner thigh. So you want to minimize that space. Lengthen the sternum towards the front edge of your mat. Some wrist circles. And as you exhale, hand to the inside, opening up to your prasarada pada tonasana. And come on up to stand. Keep that tailbone long. Hands to the ribs. Nice deep inhale, lifting up, open that heart. And then as you exhale, fold yourself in. And maybe yogi tola, index, middle fingers together, place around your toes, seal it with your thumb. Nice deep inhale, keep folding. Draw the shoulders away from your ears a lot. How are you doing? You're doing okay. And you can stay here. If it's interesting and you want to reach your hands long, maybe come on up to an inversion of your choice. You're welcome to do that. Shoulders away from excuse me, ears a lot. And then if you're here and you want to switch up your arm balance, maybe take it to tripod, keep those elbows in. Right. Reach the legs out to the side, and as you exhale, come on. Walk yourself around to that left foot. And bring the right knee down, reach the toes away. And find your psoas. In here, come back up. Lengthen the tailbone. Open that heart. And as I exhale, I'm going to come forward and come into a lizard pose and heel toe that left foot out. Maybe turn the toes out. Maybe come to my forearms. I happen to like that a lot. There's no inner wrinkles here. So even if you're like in your 80s and you know, or centenarian or something, and you're sickling the foot, if you reach the big toe away, you're going to take those wrinkles out, most likely. Tuck the right toes, lift that leg for a few breaths. And bring that knee down. Keep your right arm on the floor. You're going to reach your left arm back and bend the knee and see if you can kick that foot to the hand, opening up. And as you exhale, take the hand to the top of the foot and draw the heel towards the outer hip. All for the quadricep opening. And as you exhale, bring that hand down and step it back. Anything you like to do with that hip. Right. And reach it away. Finding a few breaths here. Inhale, lift the heels. Set your dristi between the hands, bend those knees. And when the body's empty of breath, come on up. Inhale, lengthen. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Reach those arms out. Urdhva. Exhale, Samasthi. Finding Tadasana. Feel out where you need to be. Maybe going back and forth, side to side, and do some circles. You can lift the toes and relay them down. Inhale. Maybe lift the heels. Exhale, ride that breath down all the way. Inhale. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhaling, feet to the back of the mat. Some of you step back to plank. Some of you chaturanga dandasana. Some of you cobra. Some of you up dog. Spend a little time here. Right? And push the feet, the hands, and the top of the foot into the floor. Spread those inner shoulders and pull your hands and feet towards each other so the belly's lifting. Look over the right shoulder. Look forward. Look over that left shoulder. Exhale, down dog. Take a few breaths. Try to make sure the front and back of the waist are even in length. So sometimes I like to really breathe into that low back. I almost feel like it's lifting up. Heels between your hands. Set your gaze. If you're jumping to the front of the mat, be mindful to keep those arms straight. When the body's empty, let it up. Inhale, lengthen. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms out. Lifting all the way up, maybe float the heels. Exhale, Samasthi. Take a nice full breath. Inhale, reach those arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Heels, exhale, bend the knees. Urdhva Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana.
Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Heels, go between the hands, bend the knees. Line it up. Lifting up. Stay lifted if you can. Spread the inner shoulders. As you exhale, you're going to bring the right heel down and lift the left knee and lift it up nice and high. Cross that leg over for dhanurasana. Left arm forward, right arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Drop your shoulders, lift the elbows. Palms together like you could cut the air in front of you, like you karate chop it. Breathing here. Nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, Virabhadrasana 3. Keep those arms. Keep reaching the fingers forward. Left leg back. And as you exhale, fold over that leg. Maybe fingers to floor blocks. Maybe you find standing split. Some of you might keep the left fingertips on the floor so you don't hyperextend. Breathing here. Plant your palms down. I'm going to jump that right foot back a little bit so I don't go into my couch. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, one line. Grip the floor with your palms. Let the thumbs be easy. And see if you can lift up into a handstand. If not, we're just going to step it out into Virabhadrasana 1. Lifting up. I might stay here with the leg long. I might reach that leg away. Maybe even find stack. Then I'm going to try to step that right foot right next to my thumb. Oh. Step that left foot back. Inhale. Virabhadrasana 1. Breathing here. Find your alignment. And take your hands out to the side. Open up chest expansion. As you exhale, Homo Warrior. Right shoulder to right knee. Most of us can do that. If you can keep your hip in, you can go down as low as you want. Try to make sure you're staying grounded in your feet, especially the outside edge of that left foot, big toe mound, and outer heel of that right. And inhale, come on forward. And reach that left arm forward like you're going to shake someone's hand. Take your right hand to your thigh and come on forward. And then bring that elbow across. Many might need to pivot the back heel. You do what you need. If you can't keep the pinky edge of the foot down, you lift your heel. Lean back with your right shoulder blade. Finding a nice twist. As you exhale, look down. I'm going to bring your fingertips to the floor, straighten that leg. Everyone's going to turn the left heel back. And try to keep that right leg straight. As you flex the foot. And reach it back, breathing here. Maybe bring the forearms down. Or one-legged dolphin. Push the floor away with your forearms, roll your inner wrist down. Make sure your wrists are shoulder distance. If they're not, you're going to bring your knees down. And as you exhale, straighten both the arms as you take it through that vinyasa. Inhale up dog. Exhale down.
from the back of the mat, reach the left leg to sky. I'm going to plug the right leg bone into the socket and just take mini hops towards the front of the mat. Notice if you're arcing into your low back, then you're going to be leading with your heel. See if you can reach your tailbone towards that left heel. Keep the belly in. And just see if you can plug this leg bone into the socket. Nice small little hops. Bringing the feet forward. Try to keep your arms straight. And then bring the feet down. Nice deep inhale, exhale full. Reach those arms out to your wrist circles. Urdhva and lift the heels. Exhale, left heel comes down. You'll lift that right knee, lift it up nice and high. Cross it over for dhanurasana. Right arm under the left, give yourself a giant hug. And bring your palms together. You can always do a number 4 with your legs if that's better for your body. And with your inhale, Virabhadrasana 3. Scooch that left hip back. Right? Maybe fold into a standing split. Unwinding the arms. Really ground down through the whole foot, but through the heel particularly, so you can take a little pressure off that hip. Try to keep the neck long. And then plant the palms. I'm going to jump my left foot back a little bit, because if I go here, my couch is like right there. It makes me nervous. And I'm going to lift up, wrapping my triceps towards the back of the room. Arms are super strong. Maybe I keep the leg going straight up. Maybe I bring it back behind me. Might even find a stack. And I'm going to straighten that left leg and do my very best to get it next to my thumb. And step it back into Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. And square the hips. Reach those arms to the sky. And take the hands to clasp behind you. Chest expansion. Exhale, fold left elbow to the knee. If you're doing the bump, you're going to come higher. If you can keep your hips in, you can go lower. Right, reaching those arms overhead. Good, and then with your inhale, and bring your hands down, straighten the legs. And, we're going to come back. Virabhadrasana 1. I'm going to take the left hand to the thigh, reach that right arm forward, and as I exhale, I'm going to twist. Open up. Now you need to keep the pinky edge of that right foot down, otherwise you're going to pivot that heel. Okay? Lean back, lean back. Draw your left hip back. And then as you exhale, in 1, just straighten that left leg. Everyone point the right heel to sky. Try to keep the legs straight as you step it back, as you pull the leg into the socket and reach it back into a 3-legged dog. Maybe stay here. Maybe let the forearms come down. Whatever makes you happy. And then straighten the arms through a vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. And step the left foot in a little bit. Come onto the ball of the foot and just try so lightly to use the action of the femur plugging into the socket. So let the feet come forward. Right, try to keep the arms straight. Lifting up. Bend your arms. arms just makes more work to do. Maybe you can see it. And then bring the feet down. Nice deep inhale, exhale, fold. Reach those arms out to your wrist circles. Urdhva. Exhale, samastiki. Sink the hips as you bend the knees, utkatasana. Find your pose. Let it get comfortable for you. Bring the weight into the heels. And with my inhale, bring the weight into the heels, weight to the ball of the foot. I'm going to lift those heels up, come all the way up to stand. As you exhale, I'm going to bring the right heel down, lift the left knee. Dhanurasana. Left arm under the right. Inhale here. Exhale, viparita. 3. Inhale here. Exhale. Standing split. Reach that leg up. Take your hands down. You can either bring your hands right underneath the shoulder if you're not going to hit any furniture. Or you can hop that foot back. They're both fine. And maybe pick up, maybe stay with your standing split. Woo! Try not to go too fast. Maybe reach that leg back. Try to bring the chest through the shoulders. Extend that right leg and step it back into Viparita 1. Opening up. Really breathing into your pose. Breathing here. And as I exhale, I'm going to open up Viparita 2. Open out to the side. Nice bend, nice load in that front leg. Inhaling here. Drop that left arm, reach that right arm to sky, reverse warrior. And as I exhale, I'm going to float it up. Amandashepherdyoga. Ground down through the right big toe mound. Maybe look up. Maybe Trikonasana variation. And float that right arm. Flow. I'm walking on the sand today. Sometimes it plays with my balance. And extend the leg as I exhale. Viparita 2. Nice deep inhale here, exhale. Frame that front foot. Plant the palms. Over to back. Into a 3-legged dog. So Ekapada Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Maybe bring the forearms down. You can bring your knees down first if you want. Then I might this time come on up into forearm stand. I might draw that left knee in and reach that right leg away. You can have your head wherever it's comfortable. Okay. If you like to work towards hollow back, bring the chest through the arms and look towards the sky by looking towards where your feet were, the back edge of your mat. If you like to work more with scorpion, you're going to bring the chest through the upper arms, looking towards your fingers or towards the front edge of the mat. And then as you exhale, bring it down, taking a child's pose. You want to add a shoulder opener. Right palm on top of left. Push like you're pushing a giant button. And walk your hands in. Bring your knees together. Perhaps you can see them a little bit more. And breathe here. Shake your head, yes and no. And just take one hand inside the other and just start to feel the breath nice and easy. Interlace the hands. You can use a strap. It's hard for you to get the heels of the hands together. If you need to keep your elbows bent, use a strap, because this is for your shoulders. It's not about your elbows, right? Lengthen the spine. Spread your inner shoulders wide. And then let the shoulder blades lift the heart. Maybe your knuckles touch the floor behind you. Keep the belly scooping. Chest is open. Look down the tip of your nose. Draw your chin back. Reach the top of the head towards the wall behind you. And then let your arms come out. And maybe see your thumbs. You can do that without cranking your neck. Okay. Good. As you exhale, root to rise. Take your hands. Let your hips separate your feet, or your knees rather, and your feet. Hip distance. And you keep the tailbone long, maybe take the skin to your fingers to your buttocks. Draw that skin down. Keep your hands on your low back, maybe for this first one. If you like, you can take your hands to your ribs and lift up. Whatever you like to do. And as you exhale, scoop your belly with sirsasana. Lifting that heart, keeping the hips right over the knees. Drawing back. Breathing here. Maybe if you see where the floor and wall meet, you can reach back for your ankles. Keep those hips drawing forward a lot. Let your head be somewhere comfortable. And then when you're ready, root to rise. Exhale. Urdhva. I'm going to step the right foot up, reach the left leg back, and just see if I can, maybe small steps, maybe mini hop, maybe you're working with that inversion to the front of the mat. Right. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Reach those arms out to your wrist circles. Urdhva. Lift the heels. Exhale, Samasthihi. Inhaling, sink the hips as you bend the knees. Utkatasana. Bring the weight into the heels, weight into the ball of the foot. You're going to lift the heels, come all the way up. And then exhale, bring the left heel down, lift the right knee. Garudasana. Right arm under left. Nice deep inhale here as you exhale. Fingertips forward. Right leg back. Fold into your standing split. Okay. Keep the back of the neck long. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Line yourself up so that you can move whatever you want to do. You might stick with that standing split. You might try and pick up. Right, that's you. Maybe reach the leg back this time. Maybe look through towards the top edge of your mat. And then straighten that left leg, step it back. Inhaling. Inversions 1. I think we opened up. Exhale, Inversions 2. Nice bend in that front knee, ankle over the knee over the ankle. Figure out where your hips feel good, where you feel supported. Right arm drops, left arm to sky, reverse warrior. With your next inhale, float it out, Ardha Chandrasana. Left arm underneath the shoulder. Maybe Trikonasana variation, finding the ankle, kicking that foot into the hand. See if you can balance. Breathing here. And you're going to float it back, Virabhadrasana 2, hopefully better than that. Inhaling here as you exhale. Frame that front foot. Flex the toes. Keep the legs straight as you reach it back. Maybe bring the forearms down. You can stay here and hop it in. Reaching that leg away from you. If you want to work with hollow back, look towards the sky by bringing the chin towards the chest and reaching your chest through the arms. If you want to work more with scorpion, upward body, bring the crown of the head towards the top edge of your mat. And then exhale. Bring it back down. Walk your hands in. Breathing here, bring the thighs together. Scooch up so you can see me a little more. Left arm under the left hand under the right this time. Stay up nice and tall. Take the hands interlacing the fingers, non-dominant, so it feels odd. I want to extend the spine up as tall as I can. Bring the knuckles down. Use your shoulder blades to lift the heart. Try not to dump it to the low back. I mean, that doesn't feel very good. Maybe for some of you it does, but I know for me it doesn't. I'm going to scoop the belly in and let the heart opening be from the shoulder blades kind of rolling open. Right, like you're rolling. Imagine a foam roller under there or something. Keep the chin in, top of the head towards the wall behind you, and then let the arms float. See your thumbs. Root to rise, coming on up, let the neck come long. Take your hands to your low back. Anything you want to do with your hands is fine. Lengthen the tailbone. Lift the ribs. Your clothes are okay. Draw that belly in, reaching back. Maybe finding the ankles. Some of you might like different variations. Keep the hips over the knees. You might even like to take your hands to your heart center. Keep the belly in. And maybe reach your arms. I don't get very far like this, but some of you might. Unroll it up, ribs, chest, shoulders. Exhale. Nice and slow. Come to seated. Maybe you like a child's pose. Bringing the left hand on top of the right. Oh, sorry. Right hand on top of the left. Push your button and pull back. Whichever side you didn't do before. Then come on up. And tuck the toes. Maybe step that left foot in. Bring the feet forward any way you like to do it. It doesn't have to be my way. And if you find that handstand, just see if you can keep the legs straight, keep reaching the chest through the upper arms. Keep the legs straight as long as possible, and then when you need to, you're going to bend the knees, flex and point the toes, bringing the toes towards the top of the head towards the toes. Keep the arms straight. And as you exhale, inhale, urdhva uttanasana, exhale, uttanasana, reach those arms out. Urdhva stasana. Exhale, samastihi, and let's just take a moment to breathe in your tadasana. Keep the feet hip distance. Maybe interlace the fingers behind your head. Stand as tall as you can, and as you exhale, draw the chin in towards the chest. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale, lift. Reach those arms out, drop the shoulders, drop the right ear off to the right, extend the left arm. Just opening the neck a little bit. Back through center. And drop the other way. Viparitana, standing back bend. I like to set my feet hip distance. Some of you might like a little bit wider. Make sure your feet are going to support you, so if you need to turn the toes out a little bit, go ahead. Open the arms like cactus. With a nice deep inhale. Keep lifting up and over. Draw your belly in. And then root to rise. Exhale, dive in. Inhale, lengthen. Now find that virabhadrasana one, however you like to do it. So maybe you just want to step the left foot back. Maybe you like that inversion entry. Whatever makes you happy. Inhale, virabhadrasana one. Exhaling, let's take that twist. Reach the left arm forward. Breathe here. And then come forward. I'm going to pivot that back heel. And as I exhale, I'm going to bend into that right knee. Just open up for a pigeon prep briefly. Just my hip socket is feeling pretty low. Then exhale, I'm going to come on down. With my inhale, come on up. I might just undulate a little bit. Walk my hands in. And as I exhale, I draw back urdhva. This might be enough work for me. This might be where I stay. It's interesting. I might keep reaching that right heel forward. And I actually come out for a second because I like to use blocks for this pose for Hanumanasana. One of the most challenging poses for my particular structure because I am not internally rotated. I'm going to breathe here. And you can place the blocks or your books on any height. Make sure they're not going to wobble. And come on down. Now I'm plugging the right leg bone into the socket, rolling my left inner thigh to sky. You can feel the top of the pinky left toe on the mat. Breathing here. And those of you who are more open than me, you're welcome. If your hips are down, to start reaching back and finding that back bend. Maybe reaching back with the left arm, folding that heel in. Right, whatever feels right for you. I can't demo that, so I'm not going to pretend I can. Couple more breaths. Try to keep your arms straight, inner shoulders spreading wide. I'm going to take my blocks out of the way. Plant my palms, tuck those left toes. Try to keep that right leg straight as you reach it back and open the hip. Do whatever you need to with that leg. All right, maybe you like karasana. Wild thing. Reaching back. Reaching that right arm forward. As you exhale, take it back around. Anyway, actually, I like to bring the forearms down. Doesn't mean that you do. Maybe you want a child's pose or something. And step up. Maybe find dhanurasana legs this time. Using the shoulder blades to open the heart. And exhale. Good child's pose. Breathing here. Plant the palm, drop the triceps. This time I might just take small steps to the front of the mat. Nothing wrong with that. Nice deep inhale, exhale, fold. Reach those arms to your circles. Exhale, samastihi. Jump or step the feet hip distance. I used to be a big jumper. I like to step more these days. Okay, turn a light on. Getting dark. Closer. Lengthen the tailbone, I'll lift my ribs. And open the heart. So lifting those hip points up. Rolling up ribs, chest, shoulders. Exhale, dive on in. Maybe find a hamstring stretch. You can take toe off. Right. Your head, yes and no. Prefer and step on the palms. Right, other options. You can take your hands to the heels. Put your hands around, whatever option you like. Inhale, lengthen the spine. I'm going to find Virabhadrasana 1, so however you like to find it. Maybe you want to do that pickup, maybe you like a regular vinyasa, whatever you did on side 1. Exhaling, I'm going to take that twist. Lean back. Exhaling. Pivot that back heel. Bend into that left leg, setting up for a pigeon prep. Whatever version your body likes. Nice deep inhale. Really find that sweet pigeon. Right. And then fold it. Taking a little time here. hands in. Urdhva Hanumanasana to start. Maybe use blocks if you like that. Reach out. This is actually my easier side, but still never completely down. I'm going to keep my arms straight. And again, if it's available to you, you're welcome to reach for that right leg and fold that knee in. Couple more breaths. I'm going to take the blocks out of the way. Plant my palms, tuck those right toes. I'm going to try and keep that left leg straight as I reach it back. Didn't really work, that's why the mat came with me. Oop. Breathing here. Bring the hands down, bring the forearms down. You don't have to do this, right? And then I'm going to lift up. Breathing here, maybe find dhanurasana legs. Trying that chest through. Breathing here. And reach back around. Hanumanasana, that's interesting. It went out of order there. Right ribs towards the left. Now exit out. Might find a child's pose. Balasana, such a nice pose. Okay, onto your shins. Puppy, pull your belly in. Reach it out far, head, tip of the nose, wrap your triceps, chest, and chin. Try to keep the hips right over the knees. And come on in, find your praying puppy. Breathing here. Drop that chest. Pull back with your triceps. Fingers towards the wall behind you. Push down with your elbows coming up. I'm just going to check the time. Oh my. Alright, and turn the light on. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll make it worse. Alright, so let's find your down dog and breathe here. Inhale, lift the heels up between the hands. Exhale, just bring the knees to the chest and reach the feet through. Just finding an easy jump through. Right. Navasana if you like. Ardha Navasana. Coming all the way down. Bring the ankles right underneath the knees. If you like that block variation for bridge pose, you can use it again. Palms down. I really hate that laid up. And you're going to lift up. Breathing here. You might stick with bridge. If you want, line the heels of the hands up with your ears. Top of the head to the floor. Draw your elbows in. And then lift on up. Urdhva dhanurasana. Walk the feet in. Breathing here. First one. Exhale, come on out. Take a couple recovery breaths. Before setting yourself up for the next one, I'm just going to switch the lights. I think it'll be a little better. palms of the hands by your ears. I like to have my wrists outer shoulder distance, and my fingers actually face out a little bit for my initial setup, so that my elbow's coming out of the shoulder and not out to the side. All right. Push into your feet. Top of the head comes down. Elbows in. Lift it up. Turn those feet down. And walk it in. And you're feeling good here. Maybe draw that right knee to your chest and reach that leg to sky. Try to straighten the arms and leg. Exhale, bring it back down. And then maybe draw that left knee in and reach that leg to sky. Exhale, bring it back down. Come on down. Breathing here. We made it. We can play with that one more time. That's fun to play with. If you're done, you're going to windshield wiper the knees. And if you feel like you've got one more in you, come on up to Navasana. I'm going to draw back. This time we're going to find a headstand. Salamba, sirsasana A. Interlace the fingers. Be towards, I want a lot of room on the front of the mat. All right. Pinkies into the floor, forearms down. Drawing the outer wrists into the earth. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. So shrug your shoulders towards your ears and draw them away. And maybe find dolphin. Maybe you're going to bring the very top of your head down. Right at the top. Right. Where the middle fingers meet. Elbows in, walk the feet in. And lift up into your headstand. Draw the shoulders away from your ears a lot. So this should be pretty comfortable. See if you can lift your head. Maybe bring it back down. I'm going to bend the knees. Scoop my belly. Keep reaching those feet overhead. All right, keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Shoulders away from your ears a lot. And at some point, I'm going to have to trust and lift my head and just see if I can bring those feet down. Viparita, dandasana. And then hands come down. Full pose. You can lift up, but I'm just going to come down. All right, so my ponytail was on the floor, unfortunately, but my head was actually lifted. Maybe I'll try that one more time. Lifting that up. And draw back. Shoulders away from the ears. Top of the head comes down. Lock those feet in. Find your headstand. Shoulders move towards the ceiling a lot. Bend the knees. Scoop the belly, keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Eventually, I'm going to push down with my hands so much, root to rise. Look over and just see if those feet can come down. Push your feet into the floor. And then straighten the arms. Exhale. All right. I think that's it. Drop the knees to the right, back through center, knees to the left. Knees to the right, back through center, knees to the left, and find a twist of your choice to neutralize the spine. And breathe here. The shoulder blades on the earth, or else it's not a twist. Maybe Supta Ardha Matsyendrasana. Maybe you prefer something a little simpler. And come back through center. Drop the knees to the left and then to the right. And to the left. Back through center. Left knee over the right. Bring the hips left, knees right. You can adjust your legs if your hip flexor or your low back is uncomfortable, and just let the knees relax on top of one another. Maybe Supta Ardha Matsyendrasana. Maybe come on out. And unwind. You might like a blanket for underneath your knees. It's a good idea. We're just going to do a little bit of pranayama to release into our final relaxation. A nice couple easy breaths. And with your next inhale, breathe all the way up to the top. Hold the breath in. Pull your chin in and up, lift the perineal floor, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the chin, exhale. Couple recovery breaths. Draw the chin up all the way to the chest. The breath up all the way to the chest. Draw your chin in and up. Lift that perineal floor and hold the breath in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Exhaling. Couple recovery breaths. And next time, hold the breath out. The perineal floor, draw the chin in and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Two recovery breaths. And last time, in your next exhale, you're going to hold the breath out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Couple of recovery breaths. Allow yourself to melt into your shavasana, whatever that means for you. You'll be laying on the floor. And take Ardha Shavasana. Or if you prefer, you can do a seated meditation. are on your breath cycle, take a nice deep inhale in, exhale, let it go through the mouth. Start to move the fingers and toes, do some wrist and ankle circles, reaching out through the arms and legs. And as you exhale, draw those knees to your chest, baby, step on your blanket if you have one. Maybe roll onto the side of the body. Coming on up to nice comfortable seats. And maybe sit on your blanket. Allow the elbows to relax right underneath the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. And just take some time to be still. I'm going to end with 3 ohms, if that's interesting for you. But maybe it's more interesting to just sit in stillness for a good, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. Take a nice deep inhale. If you want to stay seated, please just stay seated. You're ready to end your practice. Hands to your heart center. Give yourself so much gratitude. Maybe take a nice deep inhale, drawing something in from the universe that's interesting to you. And as you exhale, allow some gratitude to draw out to the rest of the world. Maybe allowing some space for that interest to manifest. Thumbs to third eye. Namaste, everybody. I bow to you. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for sharing with me. I'm looking to keep a living, so if you are interested and inclined, you are welcome to make a donation to my Venmo or Cash App. Thanks.